MovieWeb.com.
Oh man.
Okay, well, my first question for you is, why did you choose this to be your directorial debut?
You know, the simplest and honest direct question, it was the best script I read. I mean, I just loved it. I laughed out loud throughout it. And I'd been reading a lot of scripts for many, many months, supposed comedies that just weren't funny. Yeah, this one I just loved. I loved the relationships. I thought it was really original, and I love that it kind of turns into a big sports movie at the end, kind of like a comic version of Rocky. So,
Well, what made you decide to go towards directing as far as getting away from acting a little bit?
I've always loved both. I've always done both. I mean, most people don't know I've been directing theater for 20 years, and with my company in Chicago, and then I started directing television. I did about a dozen episodes of Friends and some pilots for NBC and Fox. Always kind of chomping at the bit to do my first feature film, but a feature takes at least a year, usually 2 years of your life. So I couldn't really do it when I was doing the show. I had to wait till it was over, and then I found this script, and I was like, let's go, let's do this. So I feel really lucky. I got to shoot my first film in London with Simon Pegg of all people. So.
Did you have any reservations about putting yourself in front of the camera for this one, or is that something you just didn't want to do?
No, the producers approached me about maybe acting it, and I thought, you know what, this is a big enough challenge as it is. I'm just gonna focus on directing for this one, and I was really lucky. I got amazing actors with Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, Tandy Newton from Crash and many other movies, and Hank Azaria. I mean, I was just blessed. So.
I was going to say, this is the third time you've worked with Simon.
Yeah.
Now, what is it about him that you two keep coming back together, working together?
I mean, it's kind of like, when you look at, like, I see you're wearing a Richard Pryor shirt. You know, when you see, like, Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, when they get something right, which they did, you have a tendency of wanting to work with those people again, that you have a camaraderie with, like a shorthand. And Simon and I have that kind of camaraderie. So it was, I don't know, it was just easy. It was fun.
Well, I'm interested to know, because I saw your other movie that you guys did together. What happened to that? Because all of a sudden it was just at the video store, and I'm like, and it's a good movie, too.
It's one of these movies that, it's one of these movies, it was out in the UK. I don't even know if it came out in the States, but, it's tough when you make a little movie like that, and there's so much now in the marketplace. There's so many movies being made and so much choice that a little movie like that needs just the right attention, and that's one of them that just slipped through the cracks. So.
Well, it's starting to get a little bit of a cult following. I think it's getting hard to find it, because I only saw it at Hollywood Video.
Well, I don't know, man.
But yeah, it's a good one. But how was it shooting in London compared to some of the other projects you usually shoot in the U.S.?
I mean, it wasn't all that different. As a director, it's different because on a budget of our size, which was a low-budget independent film, you only have a certain amount of days in any particular location. So if you don't make your day, you're kind of screwed. So there's a lot of pressure. Every day costs a lot of money. You've bought a certain location way ahead of schedule for that one day. So you have, 4 scenes in that location that in 12 hours, you better make your day, because we can't come back to that location. We literally can't afford it. So as a director, the big challenge is just, in some instances, just getting the movie, telling the story and getting it right, and then moving on, because you don't have time. So
now, how did Simon's rewrite help out the script for you guys?
In a lot of ways. I mean, the script, we have to say, was fantastic to begin with, but so Simon not only anglicized it for to make it feel like London, but we made a couple of tweaks. Like, the character of his landlord was originally an older Italian-American on the Lower East Side of New York. When the script was now set in London, I thought, well, I have this friendship with this wonderful Indian actor, Harish Patel. I introduced him to Simon, and Simon was like, well, let's tailor-make this role for Harish. And he's worked out beautifully in the movie. So little things like that we tweaked to kind of set it in London and make it more authentic.